But let's start with President Trump's refusal to acknowledge his election defeat to Joe Biden. And this has sent out, well, he has rather sent out another barrage of tweets claiming the vote was stolen. He's provided no evidence to support his claim, but pointed the finger at postal votes in cities such as Philadelphia and Detroit, calling them illegal ballots. Speaking on Fox News, the U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham urged Republicans to keep fighting.
I want Pennsylvania to explain to the American people how 6 people, after they die, can register and vote in Pennsylvania. I want the computer systems in Michigan that flip votes from Republicans to Democrats to be looked at, and the software was used all over the country. There's a lot of shenanigans going on here. If I were President Trump, I would take all this to court. I'd fight back, and from a Republican point of view, mail-in balloting is a nightmare for us. So if we don't fight back in 2020, we're never going to win again presidentially. A lot's at stake here.
Let's get a view then on what Donald Trump's supporters think. Joining us now is Kimberly Marshall. Welcome to the program, Kimberly. Is President Trump right not to concede, to present this legal case or several legal cases?
Well, first of all, good morning, and thank you so very much for allowing me to come on your program. I believe so, because there are still some issues that are outstanding. I don't know if I would go as far as saying there's voter fraud, but there are some questions I believe that need to be answered, because there are some things that seem not to mesh up when it comes to counting votes. So there's been no certification of this election yet. The media is claiming, victory for Joe Biden, but I think that there's just cause to see if there were some things that were going on. So I do agree with the president.
Well, the media is claiming victory because this is just following the path of every other election in U.S. history. There's already been an attempt made in a Georgia courthouse to challenge the outcome, and the judge there has dismissed it already. Any court in the land will say, absolutely, bring us the evidence, and you have an absolute right to challenge this. What everyone's saying is there is no credible evidence. And you have to agree that that is the case, don't you?
No, I don't necessarily have to agree at all. And you're correct that in the past that is what has happened based on, a lot of media outlets will declare a winner, but there still has to be a certification on December 14th. And not all courts have rejected what the president is doing. Even Supreme Court Justice Alito has already demanded that Pennsylvania segregate votes. So they were supposed to segregate votes that came in after 8 p.m. on November 3rd, and Alito has ordered, Pennsylvania to stop counting. So all of the courts have not weighed in on this. Maybe Georgia has, but there's still some courts that are outstanding. And then there are still mandatory recounts that have to happen that have not happened. So
the question is, what is President Trump unhappy about this time round that he wasn't unhappy about? It's exactly the same electoral system that got him into the White House in 2016. What's different this time round?
Well, the electoral system is fine. I don't think anybody has any problem with the electoral college, except the other side. Before, they had a problem with it. Now,
the process is exactly the same. There is no difference.
No, it's not.
Why is he kicking off?
No, I disagree. I reject your premise that the process is the same. It is not. There were millions, over 10 million mailed-out ballots that were mailed out to Americans who didn't even ask them. Our system usually works where...
Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence of that?
What do you mean, where's the evidence? It's clear
the evidence that people, they were mailed out and they didn't ask for them. That's a claim that's been made. Where's the evidence?
There were 10 million votes. It's easily verifiable. As a matter of fact, we are seeing instances where people who were born in 1854 are voting. There are people who are not registered in certain states that are voting. I received a mail-in ballot, did not request it. What's usually required is that you have to ask for the absentee ballot. So I don't know where you're getting your news from, but there's clear evidence that ballots
I'm getting my news from the same sources you are, but I think what everybody is saying is, if this is the case, we need to see the evidence, and that evidence needs to go before the court. And I think anyone would say that's entirely reasonable. So presumably you're saying, let's wait till this evidence comes forward and put it before a court. And how long do you think that might take to happen?
Well, we did it in 2000 with Bush v. Gore. It was 37 days before a final decision was made. And if you recall, back then the media called that Gore was the winner, and 37 days later it was proven he wasn't.